It's me, Miss Crawford here. Welcome back to Read Aloud's Distance Learning Style with me, Miss Crawford. I'm excited you're here today, guys, because the book that we are going to be reading today is about a really, really cool animal. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I'll give you a hint. This animal can change colors. No, it's not you, Mo. It's chameleons. Chameleons are cool. This is written by Martin Jenkins and illustrated by Sue Shields. Now, before we get into our book, let's check out our thinking jobs today. Number 1, is this book fiction? Are we reading a story with characters and a problem? Or nonfiction? Is this book about something specific and teaching us facts? Fiction or nonfiction? All right, thinking job number 2. The main idea of this book is ... All right, tells me this book is going to be about something. The main idea, do you remember? That's right. The main idea is what the book is, what the book is all about. And number 3, some details we learned about the main idea. All right. Do you have a sneaky suspicion of what that main idea is going to be? Yeah, the title might give it away a little bit. But let's look more into our book and let's figure out that first question first. Fiction or nonfiction? Let's go. First page. Before we even got to the title page, it says, chameleons are lizards, and lizards are reptiles, like snakes, crocodiles, and tortoises. There are about 4,000 kinds of lizards altogether, including around 120 different chameleons. Just over half of all the types of chameleons come from Madagascar, a big island off the east coast of Africa. Most of the others live in mainland Africa. Just words on that page. And here's the title page. Chameleons Are Cool by Martin Jenkins, illustrated by Sue Shields. Some lizards eat bananas. Chameleons don't. Some lizards walk upside down on the ceiling. Chameleons can't. There's even a lizard that glides from tree to tree. A chameleon certainly wouldn't do that. Check out these captions. Gecko's toes are as sticky as Velcro. Could you imagine walking on the ceiling like that? The flying lizard glides on wing-like flaps of skin. And down here, do you see the iguana with the banana? Iguanas don't just eat bananas. They love all sorts of fruit. But of all the different kinds of lizards, I still think chameleons are the best. Chameleons are cool. It's not that they're all that big. The biggest is only about the size of a small cat. It's called Aloud's chameleon, and it lives in Madagascar. They can be really, really small though. The smallest one could balance happily on your little finger. It's called the dwarf bruxia, and it lives in Madagascar too. That's right, there is a caption. It says, whatever their size, chameleons usually get sick and die if kept as pets. They're much better off left in the wild. I agree. Let's stop here. I think it's a good time to think if this is fiction or nonfiction. I'm going to grab my marker so I'm ready to circle it while you're thinking. Are we reading a story with characters, or are we reading a book that's teaching us something that's all about one thing and maybe telling us some facts? I agree. Nonfiction, we're learning all about something. It's telling us some really cool things about what animal? That's right, chameleons. I'm going to circle nonfiction. I think right now is a good time to think about the main idea of this book too. We said it's nonfiction and it's teaching us facts about chameleons. So what would the main idea be? That's right. The main idea is all about chameleons. We're learning facts about chameleons on each page so far. Nice job, guys. And I suppose you wouldn't exactly call many of them beautiful. Their skin is wrinkly and bumpy, and they've got big, bulging eyes. While lots of them have the most ridiculous noses. Oh my gosh, those are so silly. These ones stick out so far. This one has horns on his nose. I think it's their noses I like best. Their mouths are pretty odd too. They turn down at the corners, which is why chameleons always look grumpy. Give that a try. Try and turn the sides of your mouth down. Do I look grumpy? Actually, they don't just look grumpy. They are grumpy. So if two chameleons bump into each other, things can get pretty lively. There's lots of puffing and hissing, and sometimes there's a real fight. And that's when chameleons do what they're most famous for. They change color. Take a look at the caption before I turn the page. A chameleon will fight only with the same kind of chameleon as itself. Lots of people think chameleons change color to match their surroundings. They don't. They change color when they're angry, or when they're too cold or too hot, or when they're sick. And there are some sorts of chameleons that hardly change color at all. Let's pause right there, guys, and let's think about the things we've learned so far about chameleons. Oh, I'm going to use a different marker. Think about it. We've learned lots of different things. What did we learn in the beginning? It's been a second. I'm going to look back. Oh yeah. They can get as small as your tiny finger. I'm going to write that one down while you're thinking of another detail you've learned about chameleons. They can so tiny they fit on your little finger. Oh, that's a good one too. I should write that one down. They don't change color to match their surroundings. Why do they change color? Yeah, if they're cold. They change color if they're cold. What else? Change. Oh, that's right, if they're hot. Cold or hot. What else? Oh, that's right. If they're angry or sick. Or angry or sick. Sad face. Wow, we've learned some really cool details so far about chameleons. Nice. I wonder if we're going to learn anything else. Let's keep going. As a rule, though, chameleons don't bump into one another all that often. I suppose it wouldn't be fair to call them lazy, but they certainly don't move any more than they have to. And when they do, it's almost incredibly slowly. Sometimes they stop completely in mid-step, as if they've forgotten what they were supposed to be doing. Imagine walking and you get up and you get stuck like this. Whoa, whoa. Whew. But if you look closely, you'll see that they're actually carefully peering about. Peering means you're looking. Now, peering about is something chameleons are rather good at. That's because their eyes can move separately from each other, unlike our eyes, which always move together. So, while one eye is looking back over the chameleon's shoulder, the other one is scanning the branches ahead. Can you try and do that? Look over your shoulder and then look in front of you. Ah! I can't do it. I have to turn my head. As soon as it spots something tasty, the chameleon fixes both eyes on its prey and begins to creep forward even more slowly than usual. So super slow, super slow, super slow. And then opens its mouth just a crack and thwop! Out shoots this amazingly long tongue with a sticky tip at the end, like a piece of well-chewed bubble gum, like this. You're right. Let's look at those captions. Most of a chameleon's eye is covered in skin, like the rest of its body. There's a tiny, tiny peephole in the middle that chameleons see through. And the caption on this page says, chameleons feed on all sorts of creepy crawlies. The big ones also eat small birds, mice, and even other chameleons. Whisper 3 things to yourself that you've learned so far about chameleons. Other than these 2 things. We already know about how tiny they can be, and we already know about the colors they can change. Have you learned anything else? Whisper those ideas to yourself. Oh, yep. They do eat insects and creepy crawlies and bugs and stuff. Good one. Oh, yeah. They do move super duper slowly. Dig deep in that brain. Oh yeah, you should talk about their eyes. They are crazy. They can go all over the place. Nice job, guys, finding those details. Let's keep going. Remember, he was just eating his bug. Then the tongue flies back, and there's a lot of chomping and chewing and perhaps a few bits of insect leg fluttering to the ground. Ugh, we gotta get this chameleon a placemat. And after that, the chameleon just sits there for an hour or two, doing nothing very much at all, looking quite exhausted and still grumpy after all that hard work. He must be full. It says right here, most lizards gulp their food down without chewing it, like this. Hulp. Ooh, excuse me, big bite. But chameleons grind everything up thoroughly. That's like us. When we take a bite, we chew, chew, chew. And there you have it. How could you possibly resist a pocket-sized, bad-tempered, color-changing, swivel-eyed, snail-paced, long-tongued sharpshooter? If chameleons aren't cool, then I don't know what is. That's it. Wow. That was a cool book. I learned a lot too. I really do like reading nonfiction books, you guys. They teach me so much. We learned so many different facts about chameleons. This whole book was about chameleons. We learned what they eat. We learned what they look like. We learned how they move. Yeah, we even learned how grumpy they can be. Awesome job, you guys. You did such a great job thinking about these questions while we were reading. And you did such a great job thinking about all the things that you were learning. Give me another virtual high five. Ready? Bah! It's only another one if you gave me a high five and shared reading earlier. All right, my friends. I will see you all tomorrow in our next shared reading. And, oh, you're right. I don't have shared reading for tomorrow. I'll see you in our next Read Aloud video, you guys. Shared reading will come up on Friday. Make sure you're reading every single night at home, reading a good book from your book baggie, or maybe hearing a good story right before bed. I'll see you guys later. Bye.